Yo, called me by surprise. I'm setting up, I hope you like the moon in Pisces part one. We just cracked the surface, so we're gonna jump right in. It's like school. Ding, 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 ding. Sit down. Let's jump on. Let's jump right in. Okay, let me fix the audio on this. It's promoting Pisces, the music, the sensation, the sensuality. I gotta take a drink. Okay, I talked a little bit about the moon and Pisces in a man's chart. That was Oshun, the one that rules my head. She loves men. She wanted me to say, don't talk about women right now. Talk about the men. I was doing that, but then she infused the feminine because Pisces rules the inner feminine, the eternal feminine, while the feminine mystique is seen when the moon enters Cancer. Again, this is the triplicity of the water signs. I'm not even, I feel like I'm being moved by the current that's going to take me out into the open ocean. That's why I'm swaying, and the musical vibration is in synchronicity. And this is the balance and beauty of harmony that we see in Cardinal Libra. Balance. Okay, so now we're going to go, because now the spirit is here. So let's jump right in, and here we go. Okay, the man with the moon in Pisces, the man, he is completely immersed in the world of sensation, imagination. It's water. Here we enter the astral realm, where the emotions, the feelings, the cravings, the human's emotions of the lower personality and the ego can come into collision with the soul. Oh, it gets a little bit more complex from here, folks. It gets more complex from here. Oh, shoot. Oh, shoot. What's going on? The devil. The devil. That's all I can say. The devil. The devil. The devil. That's all I can say. Come on. Come on. All right. Here we go. All right. So understand that this man, the moon in Pisces man, should you be surprised, is the only man in the world. The moon in Pisces now. Hear me out now. The man born with the moon in Pisces is the only man, all men, of course, born with the moon in Pisces. These are the only men in the world, in our planet, that can actually sense what you need without asking and without you saying anything to him. He might be too afraid to act on that knowledge, though. But let me tell you, he knows. Oh, it's frightening. My hair is standing up. Pisces is fierce. Oh my God! When they look at you, like Scorpio. It's almost the demonic light of Lucifer, and it's always caught in the left eye. Pisces, when they see you, they know you. And this is why they leave relationships and come into relationships. But again, this is a pull that they feel. And it comes from within the souls and from within their libidos. And is evidently inherent in any and in every man with the moon in Pisces. Oh God. Look, it's picking up a lot of bubbles. Oh. God, I don't know how I'm going to finish this in 25 minutes because it's a lot of information. Let me see if I can jump it in. And, we have to talk about Neptune, the planet of the planetary ruler of Oh, come on. Oh, come on. The planetary ruler of Pisces is Neptune. Remember, Neptune is a rogue planet that came from another solar system. It does not belong to our solar system, like Uranus. So, Pisces, the last sign of the zodiac, we have no idea what the mysteries of Pisces is, let alone try to figure it out at the level of personality and ego. But I'm going to try. I'm gonna try because here is my test as an astrologer. Because with Pisces, like Aquarius, these are uncharted territories of the moon, poorly understood in Pisces or in the 12th house or the influence of Neptune. And this same paradox of mystery is reflected in the personality and ego when we're dealing with the man with the moon in Pisces. Mm, mm, mm. So understand that Neptune gives him the reserve of power and resourcefulness of power to be imaginative, and it can consume their lives. Now, they can do this in two avenues: through drugs and alcohol being the preferred choice, and which when they take alcohol into the system, it opens those antithetical doors. I myself am a Virgo, and I have a stellium of planets in the 12th house of Pisces. And Pisces is the sign of the alcoholic. My father was an alcoholic, and you all know I like to drink. And when I drink, I am most psychic. We don't understand this mystery yet. The alcohol and the correlation with opening certain doors and imagination. The same thing with all kinds of drugs, hallucinogenic drugs, mushrooms. We can open those doors too, and it has, especially now that they hybrid them and crossbreed them. Even cocaine has its own euphoric effects to the mind as well as the body. And these are plants, and plants have energy to them. So that means that these drugs have energies of these plants. And when we snort it or slam it or drink it, we are taking that energy of these plants and herbs and those who manipulate them right into our soul structure and body. Now that's deep. Deep! So no wonder that according to the constitution of the person's mind and spiritual makeup, that alcohol will either be poison to him or an exhaler of desire and taste. Which one is it? It's by case basis when you are born with the moon in Pisces. So now, continuing with the moon in Pisces, this man can be extremely creative. With the moon in Pisces, oh my God, you can be so creative, so talented. You could be an artist, a painter, a sculptor, a nudist, a poet, a playwright, an actor, a model. There's so many factions that can take form when you're born with the moon in Pisces. Like Venus in Pisces. It's a highly creative position. But like Venus in Scorpio, the moon in Pisces can make you a whore or a gigolo, a man whore. You know? So and like I mentioned, in pornography, you see a lot of Sagittarian men, a lot of Scorpio men, Taurus men, and a lot of Piscean men. The men that be having sex for hours and hours and all kinds of positions, all that kind of energy, and Cancer, because and Cancers love sex. All the water signs love sex more than any other element of the four elements. And in pornography and in the sex industry, you see a lot of these. And let's not forget Virgo. But these other people may do it because they got a they have their own needs and necessities. But when Virgo does it, it's because they like it. It's not about the money. They like it. They're drained from the polarity of Pisces, and they enjoy being exhibitionists. Virgo is a sign of the exhibitionist who may jerk off and play with himself and let people see him. You know, very kinky. No, and this is the aspect of Pisces, which is loose with its virtue when it comes to sex. So the man with the moon in Pisces might have an issue concerning morality, ethics, virtue, and scruples, as I mentioned in part one. So if you are a woman who's not used to having a man that sexually fluid and that sexually experienced, he might be an offense to you for the more prudish women. But the prudish women that like to close their legs tight might be the type of woman that may need a man like that water you up, moist you up, and allow you to fully become the woman that you should be, because those chakras of sex are just as important to be stimulated and nurtured as the mind and the heart. It all comes together. And the man with the moon in Pisces inherently knows this about women. He knows when a woman is frigid, when a woman is lacking in vaginal orgasm or clitoral orgasm, or both. He knows exactly where they're going to hit to cause that woman to squirt like a water spring. Okay? So they're very sexually skilled. But it's not because they're sex fiends. It's because they understand emotionally what's required. If you're born with the moon and you're a man with the moon and Pisces, also understand that, no, how can I put it? With all honesty, though, again, this is one of those cases where it has to be case by case basis. It's that complex. This moon in Pisces part one and two, and one and two for women, which I'm about to do, is not going to be enough for you to fully understand. It really has to be by case basis. So I'm trying to do some rough justice here. But it really depends on the birth chart. Like I said, from Moon in Libra to Pisces, here we have such complexity that in order to even give you a good skeletal framework to work on, I have to make at least 50 minutes each. And I'm not contracted to do that. So understand that with the Moon in Pisces, you have a very complex man with such a wellspring of possibilities within his own makeup that it's difficult for him to focus on one creative outpouring, because there's so many different ways. There's so many different ways in which the moon in Pisces man can express his creativity. In order for you to understand emotionally how the moon in Pisces man works, you have to pay attention to his friends, pay attention to his families and networks and those around him. You get to know him by understanding those around him. If you understand those around him, you get to understand them, because the moon in Pisces man is a clean slate. He has no ego or personality. It's sort of bouncing off of others, a reflection of others. And if he does come across like he has a personality, don't believe the hype. It's a facsimile of what a personality is, based on his environment that he put together to kind of use it as a badge while he remains hidden. That's the moon in Pisces, man. Right? He never is what he represents to be. Be careful with the moon in Pisces, man. Because he is extremely dangerous. Oh, I got some chicken in the oven. Oh my God. Oh my God. And I gotta run. Thank you guys for waiting. I forgot that I had the oven on. Burning my lunch. Thank you so much for your patience and for waiting. Okay, now you have to understand that if you pay attention to his surroundings, you are able to figure him out because he's like a clean slate that has no identity. Okay, even though, and another thing that breaks the Pisces man or the moon in Pisces man slightly, excuse me, off kilter is that remember he's a water sign, not an earth sign. He can be down to earth and quite intellectual and quite pragmatic when he wants to be, and can be actually quite impressive, pulling from the opposite polarity of Virgo. He readily understands pain and sorrow and wishes to take care of those who are in need, you know, at least ideally. And this is the pull from Virgo, the Mother Teresa complex. And I am getting a call. Yes. Hi, hello. I'm on the air doing the Moon in Pisces Part 2. How are you? Yes, it's Angeline King. How are you, my darling? Roxy, hi, Roxy. Everybody say hello. Roxy, she's on the air. Later. All right, bye-bye. Okay, okay. Okay. We're sorry about that. One of the things about being surrounded with people with negative energy is that he becomes those people over time if he's not careful in protecting his surroundings, his environment. Okay, he understands pain and sorrow very, very, very well. You know, uh, you have to understand that Pisces is one of the most feminine signs in the zodiac. It's very feminine. Far more feminine than Virgo. Virgo is the sign of the Virgin, and we have the symbol of the woman in the wheel of the zodiac. The only symbol that we have of a human female, it's in Virgo. And Cancer is the sign of the feminine, but yet it is Virgo that carries the actual human female woman. So the true nature of femininity is found in the polarity of of Pisces and Virgo. It is the highest expression of the feminine energy. So his shadow side can be quite feminine and the heinous acts and deeds that Pisces engages in. Because one thing about Pisces is that it is a highly vindictive sign. And so is Virgo. So, and when they say that hell knows no fury like a woman scorned, well, you can really feel it when you're dealing with a slighted or hurt Pisces moon man or Pisces man and Virgo moon woman or Virgo woman or man. It brings out the darker inner feminine. Lilith, that many of you want me to do a series on. And I'm thinking about it. I haven't seen any donations on my GoFundMe page for a while. I need 10 grand. So I'm thinking about it. Otherwise, I have to find another means and not provide that, because come on, we still gotta eat. It's a business, right? So I'll think about it. I'm gravitating more. I spoke to my team, and they think that doing Cuspal series should be on the forefront, or I should do ascendant combination. It depends. We'll see how it goes. So understand that for you to understand the Pisces man, understand that there's an internal feminine energy within him that he doesn't like to let out. And part of the paradox or even the mystery of drinking may be that he's trying to hide certain elemental truths about human nature, man and woman, that he'd rather keep hidden. And this may be the basis for his drinking. Again, Each case may vary, but I'm on the right track here. It's just that it might be a different form for each person. But that's usually the cornerstone behind it. There's no way to escape that influence. I don't care how much you might pretend it's not there. Now, this is a problem when the man with the moon in Pisces is growing up in a home with other men who might not understand his feminine energy. And it could be a real jock, but it will still come through his sensitivity, through his sense of compassion. And this is not an alpha male quality that's accepted even in our own Western culture. We don't appreciate the value of the feminine in a man, even in women. And thank God that that concept and backwardness is changing, because it is an honor within us to embrace the feminine, because it is a part of us as women should embrace the masculine within them. It's all part of the balance and the polarities that define what the ego and personality is to become. It is a synthesis that has to be importantly understood, because that is what makes a human being holistic. And there's no way that you can be holistic when you don't have a fusion of the two. And this is a mystery that's embodied in a man or in a woman born with the moon in Pisces. So, having said that, it sounds like it's a lot of work and it's a lot of maintenance to keep up. And that very well might be true. That very well might be true. So then it becomes a choice that you will have to make as an individual if you want to handle a person of this complexity. Will it be worth it at the end of the day? Again, it is a case by case basis. I would not be too disappointed in having a relationship with a man or woman with a moon in Pisces. There's beauty behind someone with this combination. But you have to be almost like a saint to put up with all the other shit that comes with it. And my God, is there other shit that comes with it? But if you're happy with the tender moments, even noble moments in a single day of 24 hours, let's say 30 minutes of that 24 hours, you get something positive as an experience when you're with a man with a moon in Pisces, then it's worth all the bullshit that you go through in a 23.5 hour period. A half an hour will make it 24, and then in that half hour, it makes up for the other misery that you go through with a moon in Pisces, man. 23.5 hours of a day. And if you can handle that kind of a ratio, that speaks volumes about the type of person that you are as a woman or man dealing with a man with a moon in Pisces. It truly shows that you have a level of evolution and a level of upgrade spiritually that can make room for such a man to be himself, where you supervise the wreckage in the process. It's like having a baby in a playpen. As long as the baby is in that playpen and you're watching the playpen, the Pisces man is in heaven and can be what he want to be, and even to be self-destructive, because you're there watching him in the playpen and will take that out of his hand if you put it in his mouth if it's sharp or if it's hot. You know, the Pisces moon man needs a protector, a physical protector that will guide him along and kind of teach him the actual rules of engagement, which I think is inherently lacking when you're born with the moon in Pisces. Sir, please come here. Could I have a little bit of the vodka? I wanted to introduce the show, but I'm talking about Pisces. Uh, this man was born with the moon in Pisces. Is there anything you want to say? I'm talking about the moon in Pisces, man. See, but you can see the Pisces energy. you know, and he's quite the whore. Well, look at the body. You know, could I have a little bit of the back? I didn't want to get up. I didn't want to get up. So, you know, I broke my own rule. You know, so but he's an Aquarius with the moon in Pisces, with Venus in Pisces, and Pisces on the ascendant. And if I can tell you the trail of destruction this man has caused many women. I still see the women, thank you, and a few gents. So thank you. That's good enough. No, I don't want to pass out before 3 o'clock. So understand that with Pisces, um, they're wonderful people and they're great in the sack and all that stuff. But if you get caught up, there'll be a trail of broken hearts left behind by such men. You know, and these women can't help but fall in love with them. That's my son-in-law. Okay, he's my partner's son. So understand that this is a quite a quandary. How do we get the Pisces man or the moon in Pisces man to understand that there's a rule of engagement between a man and a woman, and that there are certain things that have to be respected and honored when you are involved in a relationship? And God damn it, I went over 1 minute and 24 seconds. I have to end it. They just give me the cue. Sorry.